long you've been asleep for today?
Been asleep since around about dawn. I was up all night long foraging for eucalypt leaves, to be honest, but when that sun comes up I just generally try to hide away in my burrow in a tree branch somewhere and head straight back to sleep. So I've been asleep for a long time now, and I'm enjoying that. I was enjoying it until you woke me up.
I'm so sorry. You're very sweet and cuddly looking, but do you have a temper?
Well, I wouldn't say I have a temper. I just growl and hiss and spit a bit at sort of other male koalas, and sometimes at female koalas, and sometimes at young ones, and sometimes at old ones, and definitely at foreign tourists as well. But I wouldn't say I have a temper.
How many children do you have?
I don't really know, to be honest. I did see a bit of a ruckus going on in another tree, and I think a couple of my kids were having a bit of a fight, and I'm pretty sure that one of them fell out. So I'm not sure of the current numbers. This does happen occasionally, I'm afraid, but there are quite a number of them out there somewhere.
So you're not a very good dad then?
Well, I don't have anything to do with that side of things. That's really up to Mum. She raises the little ones, and I'm far too busy sleeping and looking for yummy eucalypt leaves. It's a very important requirement that I have.
So you don't have a pouch?
Of course I don't have a pouch. I'm a big, gruff, growly boy koala. I don't have pouches. Those are just for the girls.
But when you were a small koala, do you have any fond memories of being in the pouch?
It was wonderful. I got to sleep for even longer. I didn't have to do any looking for eucalypt leaves, and it was warm and it was dark and it was quiet and there was milk available all the time. I had a great time in the pouch for around about 6 months.
So when you have a bad day now, if you have a bad day, do you miss it? Do you long for the pouch?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't possibly tell you. Well, I'm a big, strong, gruff boy koala, and I would keep that to myself.
What is it about the eucalyptus that makes them good enough to eat without any other nutrition in your diet?
Well, I'm a particularly fussy sort of a koala. I like certain types of eucalypt leaves. There are some which are particularly nutritious and a little bit sweet, and they certainly don't taste as disgusting as some of those other eucalypt leaves.
You have quite large ears and quite a large nose for your size. Why is that?
I wouldn't say I have a large nose. I have a lovely spoon-shaped nose. It's, several inches wide. That's pretty normal, I would think. I am particularly proud of my fluffy ears, and when I'm trying to get extra attention, I enjoy pointing those ears forwards. I don't comb my ears, but I am very proud of the fur. It naturally curves in a way that I've been told by the ladies is quite attractive sometimes, to be honest. So I'm pretty pleased with my ears.
You have quite thick fur, and do you manage to keep it clean, or do other creatures like to live in it?
No, I'm a very clean and tidy koala. I don't have anything living in my fur, thank you very much. What a slightly rude question to ask, if I may say so. I do find my fur is a little bit of a problem on very hot days, and we have been getting more of those, unfortunately. So that's when I tend to just climb up to the top of my tree, find a good, nice flat branch, and sort of lie up there on my back and spread my arms and legs to the four corners and try to cool down somewhat. And it is difficult with my fur. I've been told it's reasonably attractive fur, but it can make me a bit too hot on the hot days.
Do you ever worry about the future?
I'm very worried about the weather, to be honest. As I say, I don't like the really hot days, and there have been more and more of them. And unfortunately, there's been some pretty nasty bushfires that have gone through some patches of forest, and some of those have been quite close to where I live here. And unfortunately, they've actually wiped out a lot of the other koalas that live in those areas. Fortunately, I didn't know any of those koalas very well, but it's not nice. There seem to be more and more of those, and there seems to be less and less forest because the towns and the cities of those horrible, smelly, fast-driving human beings seem to be spreading outwards and encroaching more and more on our forests. So there seems to be less and less trees for us to live in.
If you had a message for us, what would it be?
Please stop cutting down our trees, and please do all you can to try to keep our environment cool, because my fur is long, and I get too hot on the hot days, and if it gets any hotter, I'm going to be in trouble.